Welcome to AgCast. This is Keith Sutton with Arkansas Farm Bureau. Today I'm visiting with Rip Weaver, the Program Assistant for the University of Arkansas Division of Agriculture Cooperative Extension Service. Welcome to AgCast, Rip.
Keith, thank you. That's a great job there with our title, quite a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, and my tongue won't hardly wrap around it, but everybody out there who's listening knows the Cooperative Extension Service and how y'all help folks of all walks of life with information. You know, y'all are sort of a information service organization, and that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. I know just a couple of days ago, you were involved with a webinar that provided guidance for farmers who are planning fall activities like corn mazes and pumpkin patches, and you're involved with activities like that pretty regular. We want to talk about that. Now, with COVID-19 being a problem, we've had to go from meetings where we could all stand together and shake hands and visit and get to know each other to more virtual types of meetings like this webinar. First of all, how did your webinar go? Did you have a lot of participation?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, Keith, and thanks for the opportunity to talk about all this. The webinar did go well. We had I think we had about 50 or so register for it, and then about 33 or 34 attend. Yeah, so I would say overall we, got the word out about some things.
This is not a totally new thing for Extension or Farm Bureau or any of the other farm organizations. It is, though, something a little bit different. We're starting to have to do this for all sorts of meetings, everything from training meetings to just regular annual type get-togethers. Do you think this is kind of the wave of the future? Or is this just something we're going to have to deal with for a little while?
Well, I wish I was a fortune teller and I could tell everything. I don't know for certain, but I will say I have thought a little bit about it, especially late at night or when I have some downtime to kind of mull things over. And it does seem, that these things make sense in many ways. I think for Extension, I don't want to speak for the whole Extension, but I know for at least the part that I deal with, we're doing some of these activities, but not as often. And this COVID sort of pushed us more into the digital realm, obviously. But it's been working. We've been doing meetings, these webinars, all through Zoom and Skype and other programs that allow for the teleconferencing. We've been doing some trainings online, our produce safety trainings, all online with Arkansas growers. So yeah, I do think there's value in these things, and I think some organizations were just sort of pushed into it, but we've maybe stumbled a little bit at first, but we've found our footing, and we're going with it. I do think there is value, though, in the face-to-face, and I don't want us to lose that. But I think, going online and digital is just sort of where we should be heading.
What do you see as some of the pros and cons of having meetings in this way? Maybe start with some of the difficulties. What are some of the difficulties we face in doing meetings this way?
I think the thing I've missed the most, is the in-person interaction, just the nuance that you get from that. You know, seeing people, I guess shaking their hand, I know that's kind of a charged thing right now, but just sort of those things, I miss that. I think also too, just with technology, there's things that can happen or fail. You might have a power outage. That happened just yesterday in a meeting with some folks that I was meeting with. Their power went out. You have just, things that glitch or fail, so there's that problem, and it can interrupt. So I think those are a couple of the things that I find that are the difficulties with tech.
But there's also, it seems like we're doing these types of meetings at Farm Bureau too, and we're seeing there's a lot of value, a lot of pros that goes along with the cons. What are some of the good things about this that you're seeing?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. One thing I've noticed is we're able to reach a lot more people. I told you we had 33 people attend, 50 register. Those 50, those extras that didn't attend, they'll actually get information follow-up. They'll get a copy of the recording of the webinar, so they'll eventually see it. So we've outreached to 50 people, whereas if we had done something in person, let's say in Little Rock at the state office, Extension State Office, we may have had half or a third of those people show. So I think with technology, you're able to reach more people. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I've noticed. It's possible for us to meet with people in Fayetteville and in Southeast Arkansas and all around. So that would say, to me, that's what I would say would be our biggest positive from all of this.
I know another thing that y'all do at Extension, after a lot of these meetings are over, they've been recorded, and if somebody couldn't attend when it was actually happening, they can go back and listen to it whenever it's convenient for them. So that's a big positive too, right?
It is, Keith. And I will say before COVID and when we would do programs at Extension State Office, they would record things and they would post them. But I think doing everything, teleconference, through Zoom, through Skype, and recording it, everything's kind of getting captured in a recorded fashion. And a lot of that content's then getting posted on social media. We have social media pages for our team at Extension on our website, the uaex.edu website. So, yeah, I think it's just we're more aware of that and making sure things are preserved and distributed and other people have access to it.
Well, let's, once again, I'd like, if you would, repeat that web address. So if people want to go and look at some of the things that are available, to look at y'all's calendar, to see what's coming up, where do they go again?
Certainly, yeah. So I'm going to give you two web addresses. They're going to be a little similar. The first is going to be just the General Extension, University of Arkansas System, Division of Agriculture, Cooperative Extension Services general website. That's www.uaex.edu. And there you can go, and many of you might know of that. That's just our main landing page, and you can navigate through all the different resources we have. If you want to find these recordings that we've been doing for the, and by the way, I work with the local, regional, and safe foods team, which is headed by Dr. Amanda Filial-Perez. Our webpage is www.uaex.edu/local foods, just all one word, local foods. And there you'll find the recordings, you'll find other resources we have on local foods in Arkansas. We have produce safety resources, and we've come up with a few things for the COVID-19 in terms of local foods and safe foods around that during this time.
I'm one of those people who's on that website all the time, almost every day, and I can say without doubt there is tons and tons of great information there for folks. There's a lot of interesting content going to be coming up in the near future, so I encourage everybody to visit the website and see what's going on and participate, and hopefully some of them will hear you as you do your job, Rip, and we're very appreciative you took time today to visit with us.
Well, Keith, I appreciate you inviting me, and glad to hear that you use the website. We're always trying to get stuff out for everyone, and I'm glad to hear that it's being of use. So thank you for this chance to speak with you and your everyone who listens.
Thank you very much, and we'll look forward to talking to you again someday in the near future, and hopefully sometime in person instead of virtually.
Definitely. Thank you, Keith.